Hi everyone, I am Schlager Lucas and welcome to my edition of Eurovision Song Contest Previews. In this series of episodes, I'm going to review all 40 songs of this year's Eurovision Song Contest in Turin, Italy. I'm going to share all of my opinions of these songs to you. But I'm not gonna do this all by myself. I invited fellow YouTuber Luke White, who joined me on this journey, and he's gonna share all of his opinions as well. We're also gonna rate each of every song from 0 to 5. Let's not waste any more time. This is Schlager Lucas' edition of Eurovision Song Contest Previews. Welcome back to Eurovision Song Contest Previews with me, Schlager Lucas, and today we're going to review the first half of the songs in semi-final 2. And as usual, I have my honorable guest, Luke White, with me. How are you, buddy?
Hey, all good, thank you. I'm a little bit nervous because semi-final 2 is the bloodbath. There's always one every year, isn't there? And this year it's semi-final 2.
Well, this one has some real bangers, I can tell.
I'm dreading it.
So how do you think this is going so far? Do you like this?
Yeah, great. It's just so nice to really just dive into it head first, and for somebody else who knows what they're talking about, somebody that gets it. Do you know what I mean? There are so many people in the world that just wouldn't understand juries, delegations, points, countries voting, block countries. Do you know what I mean? So it's nice to talk to somebody who is well aware of all of that stuff already when it comes to Eurovision.
It is very nice to compare opinions with each other. And the best thing is, I feel like I can also share with my opinions with you, and we actually both respect each other's opinions without, getting
100%.
dirty about it.
So there's so many people that do not understand about different opinions, and it makes me think, how old are you? 9? Like, really? Like, would you go up to somebody in the street and say,
"You don't like Iron Maiden, I can't be your friend anymore"?
do you know what I mean? It's pathetic, but it is what it is.
It is. But today we're gonna be brutally honest because that's what we are. Now,
A bit too brutally honest.
are you ready, Luke, to start off this episode?
I am ready when you are.
I am definitely ready. And the first country we're going to react to, it happens to be Australia. And this year they are sending Sheldon Riley performing Not the Same. This is Australia.
'Cause you've been the kind of person who felt this pain. Oh, yeah, I felt this pain. So you go and leave the pain and find another way to make yourself another game. Maybe one for all to play. 'Cause it's not just me, it's not the same. We're not the same.
That was Sheldon Riley with Not the Same for Australia. And you know what? I have goosebumps. Like, what a voice this guy had. He just gives his everything. He is so passionate. And the song, like I said, it gives me such goosebumps because you can tell he really means it when he's singing. Here's the thing. I don't really focus that much on lyrics. I just can feel this is a very heavy song, and I honestly can almost feel the emotions with it. Like, I'm so invested in it. Like, he really gives everything. Such a beautiful performance and song. What do you think, Luke?
Well, exactly that, really. Music is feeling, and he portrays so many emotions. If somebody else had sung that song, I wouldn't like it. I'm gonna be honest, it would not be my taste, not be my cup of tea. The formula is so different. The structure is different to your typical ballad, your typical pop song. But Sheldon is the selling point to me of this song. If you give it to another artist this year in the delegation, whatever, it would not, pardon the pun, is not the same. It wouldn't have been the same as this. Do you know what I mean? He really sells it.
It really does. You know what to say. A strong performance highlights the song, and a strong song can highlight the performance. And here they work very well together.
Yeah.
So you know
Incredible.
what? I'm gonna start off very strong, and I'm gonna give him 5 points. This is such a banger. This is such a strong song, and I'm gonna hope for the best for this guy.
Starting off strong with a 5.
Yes.
I'm not starting off as strong as you. I'm pretty much starting off exactly the same as the beginning of semi-final 1. It's a 3. Just because To me, it goes like this. Sheldon, the song. And they've kind of met in the middle to me. Like I said, if that song's written on paper or sung by somebody else, it wouldn't be to my taste or my cup of tea. But together, they kind of find this middle ground. And I rank it quite highly because of Sheldon. He is the selling point.
It really is. And I do hope he can actually make it to Turin, because I know last year they couldn't send the artist last year because of the very heavy restrictions in Australia. But this time I do hope they can actually manage to send it, because this guy deserves to perform in front of a real live audience. And the live audience deserves to actually experience this guy. I know he can make a very, very great performance.
Yeah, he needs to feed off of it, doesn't he?
You disappeared.
Oh, am I back?
Yes, you're back.
I'm back. Yeah, he needs a live audience to really feed off. I think the energy of the audience going back to him just needs it. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Okay, so let's leave Australia for a bit, and we are moving to Azerbaijan. This year they are sending Nadir Rustamli. That's the fate. Fade to Black. Let's listen to Azerbaijan.
And we're living in a memory. The present is the price I pay. Fade to black. We fade to black. We're living in a memory.
Nadir Rustamli, Fade to Black for Azerbaijan. Luke, I'll let you start with this one.
Okay, well, unfortunately, I said to you earlier that it is unfortunate that it does sit in the same semi-final as Australia, because they are both very, very similar. They're both heartfelt, they're both deep, they're both male-led. But to me, this does trump Australia, even if it is just minutely, just because the song structure is more graspable and more attainable for a wider audience. The numb, that is the part that gets in your head. Whereas when I think of Australia, I can't think of a moment that I would relay in my head over and over again, if that makes sense. I love the rasp in this guy's voice. He sings with so much sentiment and soul. I think it's a real moment on stage, and I just think in terms of voice, Sheldon from Australia got the voice. But in terms of song, I feel like Azerbaijan have the song.
I partially agree with you. You're very much correct. They are almost very similar, yet I feel like Sheldon was a little bit more passionate, and so far we only seen the music video. We don't know how very genuine Nadir can be when he performs it live, but I agree this is a very, very, very great song, and I love how the song starts pretty slow and almost kind of calm, but then it builds itself up as more as a progressive. I actually like those kind of songs. It's not the kind of song that actually are like the same all through it. This one actually evolves as it progresses.
Definitely. Whereas that instrumentation wise, or the vocals just get bigger, it's more, I find it diverse, up, down, it just kind of keeps you engaged a little bit more.
It is a very musically interesting song, and I like it. So, what are you gonna give it?
I'm going to score it a solid 4.
You know what? I'm gonna give it 4 points as well.
Hey!
Same brain cells.
We're feeling it.
Let's leave Azerbaijan for now, and let's continue to Cyprus. They are sending Andromache, I hope I pronounced that right, sending the song Ella. This is Cyprus. Andromache with Ella for Cyprus. And I'm gonna start with this review by saying I think it's a very fine song. I give Cyprus credit for not trying to mimic Fuego once again, because I feel like you said, Fuego is what put Cyprus in the radar, but then it felt like they actually tried to mimic it with the other songs like Replay and then El Diablo. This one actually feels like they're trying to leave that era and try something new. And this song, it's actually pretty good. It's definitely a song I wouldn't mind listening to. I probably wouldn't turn it off by will, but I would not mind actually listening to it if I accidentally come across it, because it's a very fine song. I like its very oriental style. Yeah, I think it's okay. What do you think?
I agree with you. I mean, it is a good move for Cyprus to do something a bit different. Otherwise, they could find themselves doing the same thing year in, year out. But on the other hand, I am a massive Fuego fan. El Diablo, Fuego, Replay, that is my jam. That is the sort of song I lap up and I absolutely love. Come for me, whatever, I love it. So I'm a little bit in two minds about this one. I'm glad they've taken a different direction because I can really show off different music styles. Like you said, the Oriental style is really nice, but it doesn't hit very hard for me. I find it a little bit lackluster. I think that's my fault though, because I have preconceptions that I see it's a female singer and I think it's going to be a big pop diva doing a big dance number. But there's nothing wrong with this song. It's fine. It's a swayy kind of song. I think it's a foot tapper. I just think it's going to be hard for them to make an impression live on stage.
I agree with you on that. Also, yeah, this might be one of those songs you don't really know how it's gonna go. Maybe they will advance, maybe they will not. Maybe they will and get a great placing, or maybe they just get somewhere in the middle. Either way, I don't mind it because I think it's a pretty good song. I don't mind actually listening to it, and I'm excited to see how they're gonna translate this into a live performance. So I'm actually gonna be pretty fair to Cyprus this year because they're actually trying something new, and I'm gonna give this one 3 points.
Ooh, do you know what? Same wavelength again. Same wavelength. It's a 3 from me too. Just because, like I said, I know I didn't give it a glowing review, but it cannot be taken away from them that it is a good song. Just because it's not to my taste personally, doesn't mean it's not a great song, because it is. It is a very nice song indeed. It's just not something I would personally download.
No, but I wouldn't mind listening to it if it came across.
No, if on the radio, I'd leave it on for sure.
And that's Cyprus, and now it's time to go to one of my neighbor countries. This is the capital of rock music, Finland. And this year they are sending the Rasmus. Very Finnish rock band name, I would say. This year they are gonna sing Jezebel. This is Finland. And that was Erasmus with Jezebel for Finland. Luke, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, this is a song that took a little while to hit me where it should hit me. At first, I was a little bit underwhelmed because I kind of feel like I had the hype of the name of Rasmus rather than what the song could be. So I was expecting something really high octane, really high energy. And just because this is a bit slower tempo than I would have liked, I think at first I was disappointed, but the more I listen to it, now I'm just completely head over heels in love with it. I think you have to appreciate the fact that it is a different rock song. It's not one that's in your face. It's not one that's relentlessly pounding against your head. It's the vibe that it's going for. And I think it's a slow burner, but when it does burn, it pops. It's so good. What about you?
I think I totally agree with you. And yes, I agree. I actually appreciate that Finland are now trying a more mid-tempo rock song, because this is the kind of rock song that I would love to hear in Eurovision. Because when I think about the two other songs from last year, Måneskin and The Dark Side, their songs were a little bit more in your face instead of trying to have a rhythm that actually sticks with you. And this song, I absolutely loved it. The first time I heard it, I couldn't stop banging my head to it. Like, I love how this one actually takes it more easier, having more rhythm. It actually gets more stuck in my head, and I just love listening to it. This is the kind of rock song that I actually love.
Nice, but I must admit, Blind Channel were my number one last year, so they're going to have a job in my eyes beating Blind Channel, but still a great number, I'll give you that.
Yes. Now, what are you going to give it to?
Well, I am going to score it a number 4. What a great track. What about you?
Like I said, this is the rock song I've been waiting for to hear. And I absolutely love this. And you know what? And for that, they are going to get 5 points from me.
Nice! We should change your name to from Schlager Lucas to Rocker Lucas.
Rocker Lucas. Moving from Finland, going to Georgia. This year they are sending Circus Mircus with Lock Me In. This is Georgia.
Look me up, look me down, look me out, look me sideways. Look me up, look me down, look me out, look me sideways.
Circus Mircus with Lock Me In. So, Luke, what are your thoughts on this?
This is an absolute guilty pleasure of mine, and I do not care. Actually, no, not a guilty pleasure. Let's get rid of guilty. It's just a pleasure. I love this song. It is very, very short, but I think actually thinking about it, that works in its favour because it leaves you wanting more. It kind of packs a punch with the abrupt start. There are so many hooks in there. It's colourful, it's vibrant, it's enthusiastic, and it makes me happy. I was bopping the whole way through. The hook from the like there's always something going on, there's always something to grab onto, and it's one of those things that will be remembered, whether it's the or the other thing. The fact is, you think of Georgia, you think of one of those two things. It's in my eyes, it's such a winner. Not to win the competition, don't get me wrong, it will never win, but for me it's a winner.
I think I actually kind of agree with you. I want to use the word love, but definitely I appreciate it the more I am listening to it. And you said this one is actually going to stand out very much. And you're right, it will be remembered. And the more I listen to it, there is a fun line. Like I said before, there's a fine line between when something is being funny and when something is being, well, I would say ridiculous or stupid so that you can't take it seriously. This one is almost on the line, but it's actually leaning more to the fun parts. So I am actually not bored by it. I'm not turned off by it. I actually quite enjoy it pretty good. I actually like listening to it. And I don't mind if they do pretty well this year. Like I said, I don't think they're gonna win. I would be actually kind of angry if they did, but I wouldn't mind if they get a pretty good placing. Like I said, I actually appreciate the little staining it got. It is actually pretty interesting. I'm not going to be bored by it, so at least I'm going to enjoy what they have to offer this year.
It's nice because usually I can guarantee you that anything Georgia release is not my bag at all. I don't like anything usually. No offense to Georgia, but musically it's not to my musical taste. So the fact that they've released something this year that I am hyped up about, loving life.
I'm gonna start by, like I said, very required taste. I don't love it, I only appreciate it. I'm not gonna be bored by it. I'm not gonna really be that much. So I'm gonna give this a very solid 2 points.
Nice. Right, okay. It's gonna come at no surprise. It's a 5. Sorry, not sorry. Absolutely freaking love it. I just think for me, it hit me straight away. There's some people that, like you've said yourself, it's a grower for you. Like the more you hear it, the more you appreciate it. I loved it from the get-go, and I understand the commenters are going to come for me, but whatever. I like what I like.
Ignore the haters. Be yourself.
Exactly.
And let's move on from Georgia and let's travel to Israel. This year they are sending Michael Ben David performing I Am. Literally, I Am. This is Israel.
The power, and if you ask it, who's gonna take it all? You know I am. You know I am. 'Cause I know I am. And no one brings me down. I'm gonna take the crown. Give it to me now.
Michael Ben David with I Am for Israel. And I'm gonna start off by saying I'm a little bit torn because this song doesn't impress me enough, because I don't know what it is, but I feel like this song is a little bit too in your face. And I'm really trying to enjoy it, but I just can't find myself moving to it. Like, I'm kind of stuck trying to figure out what kind of emotion I'm supposed to feel about it. And this is very, very in your face, and I really am trying, but there's something about it that is really missing, or something that's lacking, or there's something that's in there that I can't grasp. What do you think, Luke? What do you have to say about this song?
I think I kind of know what it is that might be the issue. I think there's so much going on in this song. It kind of feels like a little bit of an attack to the ears. Like, it feels like they are really trying to impress, and they're really going, listen to this, now listen to the breakdown, now listen to the chorus, now watch this. Like, it's just a bit much. I think it's kind of like you were just inundated with so much music and so much personality. They're trying to get a really strong message across with the visuals and the music video, with celebrating yourself, like pick your own identity, you be you, smash life. But the lyrics and the way that he is singing comes across as so narcissistic, and I'm perfect, I know I am. And I know that this singer is not like this in real life. He's such a lovely guy, but the song just kind of twists the personality, and it kind of goes from a positive, empowering message and turns it into this narcissistic kind of song. I absolutely love it. I've kind of blocked out that message because I know he's such a nice guy. I just think it is a song that constantly keeps me on my toes. I'm guessing where it's going next. I must admit, I did prefer it before the revamp. Before those fluty sounds came in within the chorus, it just seemed a lot more coherent and cohesive. But now the verses are a lot more bigger, which is nice. But that chorus, it's meant to be the selling point, and it just kind of ruined it a little bit for me.
So yeah, the chorus is very, very okay, but very generic, because they're, like you say, I think it's because this song kind of lacks a unique personality. Like, I see nothing new with it. There's nothing that's, like I said, this song doesn't really impress me that much, unfortunately.
Do you think it's because it's quite polished and it kind of lacks a little bit of raw emotion?
Yes, that might be. It might be a little bit too polished and lacking some sort of... Well, I wouldn't say it doesn't lack personality, but it might be a little bit too polished. I hate to be that guy, but I'm sorry, Israel, but you're just gonna have to get used to just 1 point from me.
Oh, I'm loving this brutal episode 2 Schlager Lucas. We've completely changed roles now because I'm giving it a 4. Love it. This is where the music taste starts to differ. Your semi-final was semi-final 1. Mine seems to be semi-final 2.
Let's move away from Israel a bit, and let's move on to Malta. This time they are sending Emma Muscat with the song I Am What I Am. This is Malta.
Take it or leave it, I am what I am. Come on! I am what I am. I am what I am. They live back and tell me I'll make them understand, yeah. Take it or leave it, I am what I am.
That was Emma Muscat with I Am What I Am for Malta. And I'm gonna start and say, I actually enjoy this song. This is the kind of song we like to hear here in Sweden. This is very, very radio friendly, and it's a very catchy song. This is the kind of song I like to hear. It's easy to remember. It gets easily stuck with you. It's easy to hum with it. It has very easy lyrics to remember. Yeah, I actually like it. She's a very nice singer. I like listening to this song. Very catchy. What do you think?
I can only echo you. I think this has got a lot of hate online, especially on Twitter. People saying that it's not as good as their first song, or it's not very good, it's weak, it's generic. I think it's very pleasant. Like you said, commercial, radio friendly. It's got a great hook in there. You'll remember the lyrics. It will get stuck in your head. And I think the only thing for me that lets it down is that there are too many songs in this competition with this message behind it. Like, I get it. It starts... This, out of the lot of them, is the most preachy. It's all about being yourself, being who you are, find your inner strength. I understand. This song just does it the more blatantly, if that makes sense. You've got Michael Ben David with I Am, and that comes as across more as a overconfident sort of style, like I'm amazing. And then you've got Sheldon Riley, not the same, saying that he's different and he's accepted himself and he shouldn't feel bad that he's not. Do you know what I mean? And this is just more of the generic, cheesier version of those two songs. But that's not a bad thing. I enjoyed it. I think it's got a good little beat behind it. And I think it doesn't deserve all the hate it's getting. I think the gospel elements do kind of give it a different edge.
I agree. I think Malta, they could do pretty good this year. I can't imagine them doing pretty bad. At least I hope they're not doing bad. I can definitely imagine them continue to advance to the grand final. How it's gonna go for them, I don't know, but I'm gonna wish them the biggest good luck. And like I said, I actually like this song. I like listening to it. I'm gonna give this a very solid 4 points.
Oh, nice. Well, we're on the same wavelength a little bit. I'm just going to give it a 3. Just because the songs that I've given a 4, I don't think it matches up to them quite. I think it's just a little bit under par, but it's still a great song and it has the growability factor to get higher.
Agreed. Not the strongest song Malta sending, but it's definitely not a song I'm not gonna dislike. Let's leave Malta for now and let's continue to, I think, the smallest country competing right this year. It's San Marino with Achille Lauro performing Stripper. This is San Marino.
I don't know. All I need is love. 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 Ma che stupida voglia che ho. Ma donna che sono. Nessuno mi può giudicare. Te fidi di me.
Achille Lauro with Stripper for San Marino. What did you think about this one, Luke?
I kind of feel a little bit underwhelmed. This is the song that I've possibly played the least. It's not at the very, very bottom of my top 40, but it's nowhere near the middle. It is towards the bottom, but I just think personally it doesn't fit in my category of songs that I enjoy. It's okay. I love the elements in there. I love the different influences they've got in there rock-wise, and I like the lyrics and the pop culture references that they've popped in there, and his artistry is great, but it feels like they've tried to reach for something and they've just not got there. It feels like they've just fallen flat of what they're trying to achieve, if that makes sense.
I think it does. I actually appreciate the when the song started, I actually immediately started to think about ZZ Top, because their kind of rock styles are very, very similar. Like I don't know what it is, but it's something. This song sounds very, very similar to another one I think I've heard. But like I said, this is very, very similar to the kind of music ZZ Top usually performs. And I think this song is very, very okay. But I think I actually agree with you. It's not really on top of my list. It might be heading towards the bottom, but it's not on the bottom. It's like on the lower half of my top list, I would say.
I think this song has the danger of being either falls into somebody's category and somebody's cherished baby song, but then also the danger of being seen as lame and a little bit limp. So I'm not quite sure where it's sitting at the moment.
How would you rate it, Luke?
I am going to rate it, let me get my acts together, I'm going to rate it 2. Like I say, not awful, just not amazing.
Well, I am not far behind you, because I'm also going to give this a very solid 2 points. I do not hate it. I actually like it okay. I just don't love it that very much. Let's move from San Marino and let's continue to the last country for this episode, which is Serbia, who is sending Constructa this year with the song In Corpore Sano. This is Serbia.
Uvećana slezina nije dobra, nije lepa. Umetnica mora biti zdrava. 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 Mora.
Constructa with In Corpore Sano, Serbia. Would you like to start with this one, Luke?
Yeah, why not? First of all, I need to apologise about my first reaction, because this has definitely grown on me. Not tremendously, but somebody did comment underneath and say that I give you 12 hours before this chorus is stuck in your head. It took longer than 12 hours, I assure you, but it is definitely stuck in my head rent-free. I keep finding myself going, biti strava, biti strava. It's just one of those that will not get out. I've come to appreciate now more the lyrics. I've definitely been schooled on what it means and what it's about. However, for the casual fan and the casual listener, I don't think they're going to take the time to have a look at the lyrics and see what it means. They're just going to see a lady washing her hands with the cult figure behind her, wondering what's going on. I mean, the tune in itself is very contagious, but I don't think that's enough to see it. I'm not sure. I know it's very popular around Europe, so if somebody's tuning into one of the semi-finals and sees this and thinks, wow, I like this song, they'll vote for it. But if you've just heard this for the first time, will it grab you? Will it not? I'm on the fence for this one.
Well, I don't need a second guessing, because this one I think I have the hardest to grasp. But of all the songs in this year, this one I honestly have the most difficult to try to get behind, because first off, if I'm gonna judge it just based on the song alone, I'm just fairly unimpressed. There's nothing that gets stuck with me. It's not really catchy. I'm not humming with it. I'm not shaking my head with it, or I'm just underwhelmed. Like, nothing impresses me. Like, I'm mostly bored throughout of it. I'm really trying to grasp what this is about, but the thing is, I'm not just interested enough. And like you said, I'm just seeing a woman washing her hands on the stage. Like, this is the song I am most torn about. Like, I honestly can't get behind it that much.
I completely see what we're saying about people just seeing a lady washing her hands, but now that I think about it, do you not think that's a part of the intrigue? And that's a part for somebody to think, what is going on? And then it's kind of something about it is quite mesmerising, and it's a bit polarising, because you're watching it, you're thinking, what? Like, you know it's a lady washing her hands, but at the same time, you just can't look away. Do you know what I mean?
Well, for me, it's a woman who's trying to do everything she can just to be remembered. Like, if we're singing like everybody that's just standing on stage, no one will remember us. At least if I sit on a chair washing my hands, people will remember me as the woman who were washing her hands on stage, unfortunately. And I absolutely hate to be this guy, but I have to be brutally honest, or at least I have to be true to myself. I absolutely hate to do this. This is actually my first 0 points.
Oh, I don't know how to leave this room. I'll just...
Come back.
0
Don't leave me
points.
I am serious. I can't get behind this.
I honestly do not feel that any song should be given 0 points, because there's good in every song. I completely respect your opinion, and you do you, hun. If you want to give it 0, rock on. But in my opinion, there's so much craftsmanship that goes into every song. I don't believe any song should be given a 0, but I'm going to give it a number 3 because of the growability factor. It has really grown on me. I don't think it will grow anymore. I think it's kind of reached the top growability peak with me that's stuck in my head now. But I completely respect what you're saying. If you can't get behind it, then you can't get behind it.
If you can, I totally respect it. If you like this one, don't let me ruin that for you. And that goes for everybody, you at home. If you absolutely love the song, don't let me ruin that for you. Because I completely respect you if you love it. That is your opinion. I totally respect that. I just give me the cursor to respect. Just respect my opinion as well. If I can't behind it, I just simply can't. But if you love it, please don't let me ruin it for you.
You are 100% entitled to your opinion. Nobody can take that away from you. And that's the good thing about this competition. It's so diverse and it's so subjective. Somebody could, you could give this a 0, somebody could give it a 5. That's what makes it exciting. You don't know where the results are going to come from. So I respect you. Well done.
Thank you so much, Luke. And I'm happy that you're respecting it. And it seems like that was all the countries for this episode.
Oh,
and
I'm looking forward to seeing the scores.
I'm actually looking at statistics right now, and it looks like the country that got the highest score for both of us happened to be Finland with Erasmus with 9 points.
Jezebel!
And the 2 countries sharing the second place happened to be Australia and Azerbaijan, both of them having 8 points.
That's funny because they're very similar, aren't they, musically?
Exactly. And the one who's at the bottom unfortunately happened to be Serbia. Because of me, for giving 0, it has 3 points.
No comment.
I rated Australia the highest with 5 points, and you rated Georgia the highest with 5 points.
Yes, like I said before, like we've just said, it's just our opinions. I know people don't like Georgia. I love Georgia. Let me love them. Leave me alone.
I'm gonna let you do that. Look, I enjoyed this episode. I actually like these songs, and I enjoy having you with me, sharing your opinions.
Same. It's been so good. I'm looking forward to part 2 of semi-final 2.
That would be episode 4, yes. And thank you also for watching us. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're longing for the next episode. Luke, would you like to do an outro?
Yeah, just want to say massive thank you to everybody for tuning in. And I just want to say as well, thank you for respecting our opinions. Please join in the conversation and join in the debate down below. I love personally to see all the different, the diverse opinions of what people have to say and what your top 10 looks like. Also, I'm really interested to find out what people's top 10 are compared to what their predicted top 10 of the semi-finals are, because to me, they are two different things. I could love Georgia, but do I think it'll qualify? Maybe not.
So leave a very friendly comment down below, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and please check out Luke White as well. He's such a nice guy. He deserves your attention as well.
Thank you.
See ya.